Hey, how's it going guys? Welcome back to another recap of the past month of Old School Runescape updates. I'm sorry for no video last week. Unfortunately, I had to unexpectedly rush home due to a family emergency, so I was actually away for most of the week. And I'm still not back at my place, so I haven't been able to record much, but I still wanted to get this video out for you guys, so hope you enjoy. If you guys didn't know, in these videos I recap the past month of updates on Old School Runescape, and now, after your suggestions on the last video, Runelite updates as well. If you enjoy these and want to see more, make sure to drop a like on the video and also leave a comment leaving your opinion on Old School's February updates. The first update of the month brought us the Nightmare of Ashihama, a brand new group boss located in the City of Sleep in Mauritania. The Nightmare is an otherworldly horror who feeds on the life force of sleeping people, giving victims nightmares and terror. And your goal is to stop it. There are no requirements to fight the Nightmare other than having access to the Mauritania region. The two quickest ways to get there are teleporting with your Dragon's Medallion and then running north, or using your Ectophile, head north to the small dock and pay Andras a fee of 10,000 coins to get to sleep. You may also now pay Andras a one-off fee of 1 million coins to gain permanent access to his boat for free. I mean, I guess it isn't free since you paid, but you get the point. The Nightmare is an instance boss that scales based off the number of players in the fight. If you die, you can reclaim your items for 60,000 coins by paying Shura, who is just outside of the room. If you would like a guide on the new boss, I will leave a link in the description of the video for one in case you'd like to see the entire fight and also see the boss's mechanics. With a new boss comes new, exciting items. The Nightmare drops 10 brand new items. The Nightmare Staff, the Inquisitor's Great Helm, Hauberk, Plateskirt, and Mace, the Eldritch, Harmonized, and Volatile Orbs, the Jar of Dreams, and finally, the Little Nightmare Pet. The Nightmare Staff requires 65 magic and 50 hit points to wield. When one of the 3 orbs are attached, the requirement increases to 75 magic. The Nightmare Staff is unique because it can not only auto-cast ancient magic spells, it can also auto-cast offensive standard spells. The Eldritch Nightmare Staff has a special attack called Invocate that consumes 75% of the player's special attack energy to hit the target for a high amount of damage. It also restores the caster's per points by 50% of the damage dealt. Invocate can boost the caster's per points above their prayer level, like the Ancient Mace does, up to a maximum of 120. The base damage for Invocate is scaled based on the player's magic level, ranging from 39 at level 75 to 50 at level 99. At level 99, the maximum possible hit is 60 or 67 while on a Slayer assignment. When casting offensive spells from the standard spellbook, the Harmonized Nightmare Staff's attack speed is actually increased to 4 and has no initial delay when autocasting, kind of like Powered Staffs. Unlike Powered Staffs, however, the Harmonized Nightmare Staff can be used against other players in dangerous PvP scenarios, as it is not classified as a Powered Staff, so it's very good in PvP. The Volatile Nightmare Staff has a special attack Immolate that consumes 55% of the player's special attack energy to hit the target with 50% increased accuracy and dealing a high amount of damage. The base damage for Immolate is scaled based on the player's magic level, ranging from 50 at level 75 to 66 at level 99. This can also be increased with magic damage boosting items. At level 99, the maximum possible hit is 80 or 89 while on a Slayer assignment. All 3 pieces of the Inquisitor set require 70 strength and 30 defense to equip, and it specializes in crush accuracy and defense, making it useful at places where using crush weapon is best in slot. The Inquisitor's Mace is a one-handed weapon that requires level 75 attack to wield, and its bonuses are similar to the Grazi Rapier and the Blade of Saildor, except it's the crush variant of these weapons. The Jar of Dreams can be used in your player-owned house, and the Little Nightmare Pet is, well, pretty badass. This is a big update, and it's definitely worth checking out if you're looking to experience a new boss with some cool new mechanics. Hello, and welcome to the School Gazette. Well, not in this video, but rather on the Old School Runescape website. The Gazette will be a brand new monthly post going over potential future updates, things going on in the Old School team, talking about past content, and more things along those lines. This month's Gazette talks about Twisted Leagues, adventure paths, early game changes, PvP, death mechanics, and the celebration of Old School RuneScape's 7th birthday. Can you believe that? 7 years. Man, I can still remember the release like it was yesterday. It's crazy that 7 years have gone by. If you guys would like to read through it all, I'll leave a link in the description below. The second update of the month brought changes to the controversial skilling boss, Zalcano, so after 7 months, the drops have further been nerfed. Now, this was actually an unpulled change, and the reason for it being that they are looking to protect the in-game economy, so obviously they saw this change as an important one. So here's what's new. Currently, Zalcano gives out a non-unique reward to everyone who contributed to the battle, and then the MVP will get an additional non-unique drop. After this update, however, everyone will still get one non-unique reward, but it will be scaled based on the number of points accrued, and then the MVP gets an extra 10%. They've also reduced the number of unique zalcano drops. After this update, every kill will trigger a 1 in 500 roll on the drop table, which, if it passes, will add a unique to the drop table. If it hits that 1 in 500 drop table, a separate roll will then be made to decide which unique that will be. Finally, the unique will then be given randomly to an eligible player. As always, the more you've contributed to the fight, the better your chances are going to be. The non-unique drop table for Zalcano has also been rebalanced to include less valuable items. These changes are expected to significantly increase the rarity of onyx gems from Zalcano, which were addressing the concerns around their pricing. Players can now rearrange their inventory while viewing the worn items in the bank. They can also toggle the worn items view using the function key shortcuts. The PJ timer in single-way areas of PvP worlds has returned to the usual 10 seconds. A pretty big news post was released on the death mechanics in Old School, another very controversial topic. Currently, when you die, you keep the majority of your untradables and you have an hour to get back to your items, but many think it's time for a change. Being able to boss everywhere with no risk of losing your items is actually starting to take a toll on the economy. Many players don't think it's fair to be able to PVM in the best gear without fear or risk of losing anything. And that's exactly what this news post is for. It has a lot of suggestions on what they think could be changed when it comes to death mechanics, one of the most popular things being that they had a gravestone system where if you die, you then have a gravestone where you have to pay maybe a certain amount of GP to get your stuff back, or you pay a percentage of how much you lost, for example, something like that. Again, there's a lot of things they talk about here, so if you guys would like to know more about it, make sure you guys read through the news post if you'd like to know your thoughts or their thoughts. And also, they're looking for player feedback, so definitely check it out if you want to know more. Old School Runescape celebrated its 7th birthday. The Romeo and Juliet quest first came out in 2001, so over 19 years ago, and Juliet has spent all her time since moping around in the house. The problem is, she's supposed to be hosting a birthday party, but just can't work up the motivation to do it. If only some kind of players would pop over to her house and see if they can cheer her up. Plus, she'll almost certainly accept your help, even if you skipped her quest the first time around. I just have to say again how crazy it is to believe that after 7 years I'm still not only playing RuneScape, but I'm also still making videos. And all of you guys are still watching them somehow. I just want to say I really appreciate Jagex for keeping the game around, and all of you, of course, for the support you've shown over the past 7 years, so thank you. In the comments, make sure to leave your favorite memory you've had playing Old School over the past 7 years. Now, I know most of you will say doing quests alongside my quest guides, but feel free to leave another memory instead. In the final update of February, we have quite a few game improvements. Weapons that can autocast spells will now remember which melee combat style you had selected before choosing the spell. This means that if you choose the strength option and then choose a spell to autocast, upon running out of runes, the combat style will go back to strength. They've also stated here that players have been asked to stop spawning flowers in the Calphite Queen's room because she finds the unsolicited attention creepy. Now, I can't tell if they were just joking here or if maybe there was some type of bug abuse being done with the flowers in the Calphite Queen room. That's kind of a weird one. The damage dealt to Zalcano with Tephra now scales to your smithing and runecrafting levels, and the crystal pickaxe now consumes charges as it helps gather minerals in the Volcanic Mine. Jumping between rocks north of the shipwreck in Mauritania will no longer require players to stand directly in front of them before clicking or tapping. The Castle Wars preparation time has been reduced from 5 minutes to 2. The bank no longer scrolls up and down as items are dragged leftwards toward the incinerator area. Accounts created through mobile can once again be linked to an email address. This can be done through the linking feature found in the account settings tab and will allow the same accounts to be used on desktop. And there you have the February updates to Old School RuneScape. Let's head over to the Runelite website to see what's new with the Runelite client. The loot tracker will now track loot received from pickpocketing. The Chambers of Xeric Scouter plugin now is an option for screenshotting the overlay into the clipboard, making it easier to share. The Clue plugin now tells you when you are missing a light source required for your clue. The Interface Styles plugin now is an option to always use the Stack Stones arrangement regardless of client resolution. Bank tags can now be searched in the Grand Exchange. The world map now has tooltips for mining site locations, which shows the rocks that are there. The blast furnace overlay now includes the time until the coffer runs out of GP, and the GPU plugin now includes additional UI scaling options which can result in clearer images on higher resolution displays. And that is going to wrap up the past month of updates on Oldschool Runescape and Runelite. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today, and if you guys have any suggestions on how to further improve these videos, make sure to let me know in the comment section below, or hit me up on Twitter at SoupRS or my Discord, which again is in the link in the description. Thank you guys again for watching this video. I do apologize for the lack of videos last week, but like I said, I'm still at home at my parents' place, and I'm trying to hopefully wait out this little family emergency we're having, which hopefully will be resolved very, very soon. I'll be back at my place most likely next week sometime, and then we are going to get back onto the normal schedule of things. Thank you guys again for watching things today. Do appreciate it. Hope to see you next time. Have a good one, and peace.
Wow.